is a product designed to replace microstrip and drop-in circulators in phased array antennas. This product now allows them to do that in a tape and reel auto pick and place, just like you would a resistor or a capacitor.
Right.
And so it gets rid of the cost of having to
that's nice.
to do that specialty in installation. We're targeting radar bands, right?
So
airborne or ground. Okay. We started off with a particular radar band that's kind of narrow band, but we're building some broader band versions. So it's getting actually some good traction in our customer base that are typical radar candidates that you would know building phased array product.
Any particular challenge, and was it more of a packaging challenge?
It's a packaging challenge. Yeah, the electromagnetic simulation wasn't all that difficult. We use HFSS for that.
Okay.
The packaging to get it in that small package, and actually it came down to choosing the right epoxies that can survive reflow temperatures. It's got a ground signal ground interface that is a better impedance matching for circuits. Because we have this fully modeled, we can actually customize that interface to the customer's impedance, that the load and source impedance that this is seeing in their board.
Right.
By just doing some impedance matching on the inside.
Yeah. They're not worried about the reflections from this.
No, it's got good VSWR. It matches well to the circuit, so it's not a contributor to mismatch.
Cool. Sometimes it's hard to get them to do a redesign.
Yeah. Well, what we did is we went out with sample kits to about 6 customers in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And we sent them a test board kit that looks like this.
Oh yeah.
And we sent them like 2 individual samples.
Yeah.
And so they can quickly do their own EM simulations or do load pull testing to see how this thing reacts under impedance difference.
That's nice.
Well, just to sales@TRAK.com. So we're going to do a wider band X-band version. And then the next one we're doing is an S-band version. It's about twice the size. And then probably by the end of the year, a KU band. It's exciting for us because, we're kind of a multi-function module subsystem, but we still do have this ferrite expertise, and this is something new. Nobody really has a true surface mount ferrite junction. There's some kind of quasi surface mounts out there where they've taken a microstrip part and did a wraparound ground plane, using the same ferrite substrate. So they call it surface mount, but this is truly a real surface mount part. I think right now the driving factor is trying to get the cost of phased arrays down. We have a very strong microstrip capability, and we're connected to a lot of radars. And so the voice of the customer saying, we need to get the cost of this down. A lot of them replace ferrites with a switch. They can buy a $10 and $8 switch, but it doesn't have as good insertion loss and isolation. And sometimes the switches only handle maybe a watt. 2 watts, Somebody wants to increase the power of their radar, and they want to use the same amount of junctions. They want to go to 5, 6, 7 watts. The switch starts to peter out.
That's a problem.
We built our own quote-unquote supercomputer at TRAK. So it took modeling time simulations like from 2 days down to like an hour. So when a engineer loads in all the model parameters and the computer has to chunk on it, sometimes it would take a couple days. And now we've got a 7 CPU supercomputer, called Thor, and we can get through simulations and iterations much faster. We're doing things like multifunction ferrite-based assemblies where you have an isolator, a filter, an RF detector, all cascaded in a single multifunction device. And now we can, instead of having to machine special cavities, we can just lay this down on a Rogers softboard. We don't have to have all this specialty machining and stack up a ferrite. Literally becomes just a part we put on board.
One of the things that's so interesting about this industry is the specialization. You look at every company. I mean, obviously you have some competition and people are trying to do the same thing and take market share. But over the course of the industry, you have this tremendous specialization, and then you come talk to somebody like you who clearly is passionate about what they're doing, clearly has deep knowledge about not only the technology but how it's applied.
Well, you come to my house, we'll have a bottle of wine and sit on the porch and talk about RF.